Yeah, thank you guys. Good morning. Let us start, okay? So yesterday's session again, we saw what is the content, right? And we clearly understand that fundamentals are a very, very important Spring Core module that we should learn 100%, right? 100% efforts we need to put. So one module, right? Strongly, if you learn, other modules are nothing. They are just one today's topics. Easily you can able to adopt them, right? So they are easy. Other modules are easy. And before going to learn any programming, right? So you should better know about MVC architecture. It's an architectural design pattern. So when we thought of designing an application, we need to divide application into two parts. One is front end and one is back end. Back end is the more focus area here, as we are a Java developer, a back end developer, right? And Spring is meant for completely back end. We are going to do more focus here. Is it not going to provide any support for front end? Means yes, like a JSP kind of support, JSP tag library support from Spring they given. So Spring given support here also. Okay. Yesterday I did not mention it, but yeah. So Spring tags we have, particularly in Spring MVC we use them. Spring based tags we use them for designing views. If you came across JSPs, in JSP we use GSTL tag library. If you are not aware, just leave it. Nobody is using these concepts, okay? Pure front ends are designing without depending on backends nowadays. So that's why I did not stress it much, okay? So when application divided into two parts, the more focus for us is backend part. So the front end can be taken care any front end technology, but when it comes to back end, in Java we have so many frameworks. Right? First journey started with servlets and EJB combinations. They are a little difficult. So on top of that, using some best practices, new framework came into the market. Internally, we are using them. Spring will use internally servlets, Struts also will use. And EJB is completely avoided. EJBs we are not at all using. Okay, EJBs are completely avoided. Servlets at today we did not avoid it. Servlets are internal part of Spring. Okay, we are using them. So earlier we used to use servlets, struts for controller part or JSF, and EJBs for business part, DAO, EJB entity beans we used to use, but a lot of application server dependencies we have there, right? So small scale applications or small enterprises, when they thought of implementing application in Java, it will be very difficult to them to, bear the expenses. If they try to implement in EJBs, experts required, and they need application servers, lot of investment required. So maybe for a small scale, right, they may not recommend it. But as Spring came alternate for everything and it made things very simple, right? So a normal developer also can able to perform equivalent to a 10 plus 20 plus guy who is working from the beginnings on Java, right? So that's how they designed the framework to reduce the complexity, to reduce the coding curve, right? And to reduce the dependencies. They made it very, 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 very simple. So things are easy in Spring to implement. Either you implement controller, business, DAO, whatever it is simple. So, but before going to learn all other modules of Spring, we should learn the first foundation module is core module. And learning core module, is it difficult? No. If you already know about CoreJava, more than 20%, you're already aware of it. I can say more than 20 to 30%, okay? More than 20 to 30% you learn from CoreJava. Just we will apply the same in a different way here. We will apply the same here in a different way. And why they choose that a different way also, I'll explain you. So the first thing yesterday I was saying, as part of fundamentals, right? We are going to implement backend. As I said, right? Our focus is on completely backend part, this area, right? Our focus is on completely this backend area. Our focus is completely this backend area. Yeah, our focus is on backend area. So how to implement these backend classes? As soon as I learn with Spring, how I'm going to implement them? Nothing. Nothing much. If you know CoreJava, how to create a simple Java class, or in other words, you can say POSO class. If you know how to create simple Java class, 5% of the course is completed. If you know how to create POSO class, 5% of the framework you already know. Right. Creating simple Java class is not a difficult thing. Right. So in simple Java class, what we will have, we'll create a class and class block. Under this class block, we will have variables, methods, constructors. Bus. That is your simple plain Java class. And if you understand how to create object for that Java class, you understand again 10 more %. So you know that by using simple new keyword, we can create object. By using simple new keyword, we can create object, right? If you know that by using new keyword, you are creating object, type new in chat. Okay. If you know that we are using new keyword in CoreJava to create objects, type new in the chat. Type new in the chat. Yes, we use new keyword. And is there any other approach? Is there any approach apart from new keyword in CoreJava to create object? Apart from new, if you know apart from new, other than new, is there any approach in CoreJava? Do you know? If you know, type yes. If you don't know, type no. There are multiple ways to create object, not only new keyword. Great. Class.forName. There is one more way is class.forName. Yeah, and Deepak mentioned singleton class by using singleton class. Okay, don't complicate it. Okay, just let me make it simple. Without new keyword also we can create object. So when you use new keyword approach, right? When you use new keyword approach, this is how you need to write. Without new keyword also in CoreJava I can create object. Is it? Yes, you can do that. I'll show you. That is very, very important. The next way of creating object. Without new also you will create object. As Mayank mentioned, that is class.forName. So this is another way of creating object in CoreJava. Here we pass our class and we create object. This is the next way. I'll explain you. In CoreJava you must came across through new keyword, maybe not with the class.forName. I'll show you with example. Using class.forName also we can create object, and I'll tell you differences. What if I use new keyword? What if I go with the class.forName? Let it load. I hope I'm not deviating, because this is very, very important. Maybe in CoreJava you might have learned, or you may not learn this. I'll tell you one more example. Yesterday I created one student class. Yesterday I created a student class, a simple poser class, right? We created simple student poser class. with one variable name and one print method. Print name, student, and student name we are printing. Excuse me. And we have overwritten one default constructor just to understand whether this object is creating or not. What is the proof of this object is creating? When you try to create object, if your object is created means this constructor will execute. What is the proof that this object is created means while creating object compulsory this statements it will execute for any class, right? The default constructor will execute automatically. So I created a student object here with a new keyword. And again, next to student object, next to student object. 3 objects I created using new keyword and calling constructor. This is the default constructor. When I call it, it will create object. It will create object. Simple. But without new keyword also, you can create it. The other way in CoreJava, right, which is very important, you may came across or not, don't worry. I'll show you other way. Okay. Create object. With the reflection. We will call this approach is reflection, okay? Reflection approach. Reflection packages we have. Using that reflection classes only we do this, okay? Yeah. So I'm going to show you one more approach, creating a main method here. And now let's see how I will create here. Class dot for name, same class name you should pass here. What is your class name? Student. So your student class is there in this package com.rbu.sms. Fully qualified path means complete package name com.rbu.sms dot student. You need to pass your class name, complete class name here. Dot new instance. You should call new instance. Class dot for name dot new instance. Earlier I used new keyword, new student. Okay. See here. Let me comment this line and put the new keyword based constructor. New keyword and constructor. When I try to execute, it will execute this constructor. Constructors we can call only along with the new keyword. Along with new keyword, when I called, student object is created here. Great. So your object will be created here. So now, instead of using this new keyword approach, you can do this way also. Class dot for name, new instance. Basically, an exception it is throwing. So just you need to rethrow it. Just run this code again and see. Student object created here. How? I did not use any new keyword, but how it created? It can create by using this class dot for name. When you load a class and call new instance, right? It will create object. It will create object. For which class? Whatever class you have given here. What is the difference if I go with new keyword or if I go with class dot for name? Both looks like same for me. What difference you can see here? What difference you can see here? New keyword also will create object. Class dot for name also will create object. But what is the difference? If I use new keyword and write code here directly, this is like tightly coupled code. This is like tightly coupled code. You are hard coding, hard coding, hard code. So when you hard code something in your application, right? In future, if you want to do the changes, you should edit this class and you need to do these changes. So new keyword approach is hard coded approach and class dot for name approach is dynamic approach. A simple example is like as I given, right? CDMA phone. If you create an object using new keyword, this is like a CDMA phone. You can't change it. If at all you want to change, complete phone itself you need to change, which means you need to edit your class, lot of changes you need to do. And this is like a GSM phone. You can change SIM card whenever you want. Whenever you want. Dynamic approach. This is like dynamic approach. How? See, this class name I need not to hard code here. I don't want hard code it. Arguments of 0. Via this argument, via this runtime arguments also, I can pass my class name. How? During running my code, run configurations, I can give dynamic input here. com.rview.student. This is my input. So this input will come here as an argument 0. Run it. Student object created here. Nowhere I mentioned student class, but how object created. That is the beauty of class.forName. That is the beauty of class.forName. What is the advantage if I use class.forName? If you understand MVC architecture here, once again I'll go and show you. If you understand MVC architecture here, we are implementing 3 layers: controller, business, DAO. Okay, who is talking with whom? If you see the request, front-end request is coming to controller. Okay, till there it is clear. Web server is sending the request. From here, how this controller will call business or how business will call DAO? Calling means what? Creating object and calling methods only. Controller needs business class object. The business class object it required here. Business class object. Compulsory it required here. Then it can call methods. Any methods if you have, there it will call. So without this business class object, controller cannot able to communicate with business. Without a DAO object, business cannot able to communicate with DAO. If you go with the new keyword approach, the old way of creating object, new keyword approach, what you need to do, here you need to create your business class object by using new keyword, new business. You hard-coded it. You caught. You hard-coded it. So your code become tightly coupled. Whenever you see it, you can say your code tightly coupled. That's it. You tightly coupled it. Means you created a car. You created a car and you fitted wheels. You fitted wheels to your car or consider bike. Instead of using nuts and bolts, you used welding. Using welding, you fitted your wheel. Tomorrow, if it got punctured, you can't remove it. Just you need to throw your car away. So if you use a new keyword approach, that means you are hard coding it. You are tightly fixing it. Controller tightly fixing with business. Very, very important statement, okay? If you use a new keyword, you are tightly coupling it. Obviously, you tightly coupled it. Same way, if business wants to talk with the DAO methods, I got a request, name or email address I want to save. So controller received that data, and from here controller want to send it to business. So obviously I need an object, so that I'll use new keyword. Then I'll call methods of business reference I will use, and then I'll call methods. I did everything right in a correct way. Yes, you did. You did. But you made your application tightly coupled. You made your application tightly coupled. You made your application tightly coupled. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. When you use new keyword approach, it will become tightly coupled. If team don't have skills, definitely they will produce or they will write a similar logic. But if you consider this application, or if you see this application in future, whenever you want to do changes or whenever you want to remove one layer and add new layer, it will give you a lot of errors. Today it might work, no worries. But in future, whenever you want to discard one wheel from car, and if you want to add a new wheel, easily we will remove that 4 bolts and right, we will add stepney and we will fit it. So flexibly they given that nuts and bolts, we will remove and we will add it. So just they given a wheel interface. In that wheel interface, we will inject or we will insert a new stepney tire. So as automobile industry or automobile, whatever it is, you might have observed that since 17th century or 16th century, using this mechanism, right, using wheels, bullock carts or trains, cars, so many things invented. They realized the importance of loosely coupled. Not now, centuries before. Why they did not directly fitted wheels, tightly coupled wheels for bullock cart or trains or buses, cars? Why they given flexibility to us to remove? They know that the tires got damaged. Vehicle may be good, tire may damage. So I should able to remove the old tire and I should able to add the new tire. So they realized that centuries before and they made it very loosely coupled. Why can't we adopt such in our applications? If we think logically, right, we are very matured, we should apply such, right? But why we are doing hard-coded approach? Because we don't know. Because we don't know. If we know, we can do better, right? Better system. So instead of writing a tightly coupled approach, if you use this approach, during runtime, I'll pass whichever instances I required. So obviously it will create objects. Tomorrow, if I don't want a student here, let's say tomorrow I don't want student. Instead of creating a student, I want to create an employee. I want to create an employee object. What I can do here? Same code. What it will do? Same code. Oh, student object is creating. Same code. In run configurations, I can go and remove the student class. I can change my configuration. Now onwards, it started creating employee object. Earlier, it was student. Now it became employee. Wow. But the same logic. Did I change anything here in this logic? No. My logic not changed. But I got that flexibility to change. I got that flexibility to change. So Spring realized this approach. How Spring built, on top of what Spring built means, using this class.forName, they built that complete framework. If you understand this class.forName, that's it. Spring is completely built by using this class.forName approach only. Spring always will recommend to create objects dynamically. Spring always will recommend to create objects dynamically. That is what we did in yesterday's example. That is what we did. We have student class, and we configured that student class via XML file. And we loaded that XML file into Spring. Container. Actually, these are containers. We will talk about them. So in line number 9, what I did, I just loaded that XML file. And later, if I observe, okay, let me comment them. If I run, as soon as your XML loads, it is creating student object. Is it allowing only one object to creation, as my application may need for every use case 3 classes? For one registration page only, I need here one controller class, one business class, one DAO class. What about for other pages? Definitely I need many classes here. For 10 pages, 10 into 3 classes, maybe 30 classes I required. Can't I create all that objects? You can create. Like how you created student, you can create employee also here. You can give your employee class. And run this Spring class. From XML file, dynamically it will read your student and employee. It is creating objects. Spring is not different from your Java. Internally, Spring also using CoreJava only. Without your Java platform, Spring also will not work. Spring also built on top of Java only. So internally, Spring is using same class dot for name approach. Instead of from runtime arguments, I have given runtime argument here. This argument I have given runtime argument. In run configurations has a runtime argument or command line argument. I have given my class here. I have given my class name here. Whichever object I wanted to create. Instead of that, as not only one single class, right? One application means a lot of classes we will have. Instead of you passing from there, Spring is saying, use XML file, configure your classes. Use XML file, put all your classes, whatever classes you are implementing, all your poses, controller poses, business poses, DO poses, everything put in XML file. That's it. You have 30 classes or 100 classes, put them. Just load your XML file, it will create objects. Just load XML file, it will create objects dynamically, like how class.forName is creating. Every class it will load into class.forName internally and it will create object for you dynamically. Not a hard-coded approach, it is a dynamic approach. Spring is not fixing wheel with welding, it is fixing wheel dynamically. So in future, if you want to discard something, you can go and simply discard it. I don't want employee class, no problem. Go to configuration file, comment it. That's it. Changing configurations easy. You need not to do recompilations and all that stuff. XML file, you commented employee, bus. Now onwards, only student object is creating. I don't want student object, I need only employee. Okay, remove it. No worries. Like this, easily we can discard things from Spring. We can easily discard, remove things, and we can add new things. Such a great flexibility it is given. Such a great flexibility it is given. That's why Spring became more popular. Dynamic way of objects it will create. Because of that simple formula, all these classes will become loosely coupled. Okay? All these classes will become loosely coupled. Means a car is having 4 wheels. 4 wheels are loosely coupled wheels. When you observe a car, right? Always we can able to easily, we can able to remove this nuts and bolts and we can add new wheel because they are loosely coupled. But if you use here car ties with welding, I don't know if somebody tried this. Nobody do that. It's a basic sense. Nobody do that. But if somebody welded it, then that is a blunder. So nobody will do that. Yeah, nobody doing it. Right? Yeah. So that's what the difference you can see. That's what the difference you can see with the new keyword, without new keyword. Simple formula, simple formula, simple formula. If you understand this formula, you will understand whole Spring. If you understand this formula, you will understand whole Spring easily. Nothing. They used this simple approach. Instead of new keyword approach, they used this class dot for name approach. Internally. When you load the Spring XML file here, right? In this line number 9, internally it will use that. Okay, don't worry about it. Depth discussion will be there. Okay, in-depth discussion for this statement line number 9. Okay, we call them containers. Okay, that is again a different discussion, 2 days discussion. Okay, we'll talk about each container and how internally they are performing all this. Okay, any questions so far? Or is it difficult? If it is easy, type E, or if it is difficult, type D. Okay, great. So nothing, if you understand that simple statement, few might coming from Java background, they know that, but if you are not, just it is for you. Okay, this is a dynamic approach I want to clarify. Okay, yeah, guys, you can go ahead if you have any questions. Okay, Silesh, you can talk. Hello.
Yeah, Naveen. Does it maintains the order?
During creation, yeah, of course, of course. If I put student first and employee next, obviously student it will create.
Okay.
Hmm?
Can we create object conditionally?
Yeah, lot of things we have. Yeah, you might get many things into the mind, right? Yeah, conditionally means if you mention everything here, it will create. There are again multiple approaches: eager approach, lazy approach. That is what I will discuss. Okay, in the next sessions, don't worry, more than what you are thinking we will discuss here. Okay, there is a lazy way of object creation, eager way of object creation. I'll give you live examples in my current application also, right? People are not aware of it. I'm giving them tips to uh, use a better approach to maintain only less number of objects into the system so that it will perform very well. Okay, I'll give you that depth discussion.
Sure.
Yeah, Sailesh, only demo sessions. Okay, today is the 5th demo session. All videos are available. Okay, all videos are available. All demo videos are available here. You must receive this demo videos link also. If not, let me share it with you. This is the demo videos link. Okay, last 4 sessions. Today's session also will be populates here. So, okay, so you can go through this link, demo videos link, and right, don't forget to join this WhatsApp group. Otherwise, you will miss communication. Okay, I'm sharing you this WhatsApp group link. You please join there. Everyone, whoever is not joined yet, right? Join this WhatsApp group link, whichever I shared. Okay, and we are done with the demos. Usually 5 demos we conduct. Today we completed with 5 demos. Okay, so if you have still any doubts, you can reach out to me. Okay, and from Monday, regular session will start. Only weekday sessions. Okay, Monday to Friday sessions. Monday to Friday sessions. Okay, next to 45 sessions. Okay, next to 45 sessions, you will be getting daily session with the video and examples, everything in hand you will get. Okay, if you are really dedicated, just you need to spend daily 10 to 15 minutes for practice. That's it, not much. Okay, yeah, you will get up to expert level understanding here. End of the sessions, I'm going to show you some tools which not taught by any faculties, or very little people know about them. I did some research and I found some tools to quickly create applications. Okay, so end of the sessions I'm going to show you the tools also. So when you have huge requirements, easily in hours you can able to finish them, and you can able to enjoy your remaining time. Yeah, that's it, guys. Join the group and call me if you have any doubts. Okay, and get the regular link. Once you're done with the payments, right, you will get the regular link. As today is the last demo session, right, you will be receiving go to meeting link. One go to meeting link you will be getting. Okay, yeah. So if you understand this session and if you are good, okay, if you are good, I think few of you has already done the payments. Whoever not done yet, right? Please go through the payments, get the regular link. Okay, just we will continue the regular sessions. Okay, step by step, slowly I'll move. Okay, don't worry. Okay, every day again and again I'll reiterate the things what we have discussed in the past, so that right, until finishing this application you will get completely accumulated knowledge. You are not going to miss. By the day of 45th day you may forget what we have discussed in the day one, but that will not happen here. So daily we will accumulate the knowledge what we have discussed in the past, then we'll proceed for the further discussions so that you will get complete link. So that's where you will correct Sailesh. Spring also discussing. I'll be discussing Spring as well here. So as I shown this content, right? Because without the Spring old framework or without these fundamentals, if I move, it will not make any sense. I might finish the batches very quickly in 20 days like that, but you will not get to depth knowledge. Again, when new module comes in Spring Boot or microservices, you will fear how to learn that, or you may need a guru to again teach you. But if you understand the fundamentals strongly, right, you can become yourself as a guru, then you can learn new modules also easily. Easily you can able to adapt it. So that's where I don't want miss this Spring content also. Okay. That's it, guys. If no questions, shall we meet Monday?
Hey, Naveen. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is Deepak. So, are there any like tips related to interviews or interview questions? Or
I'll give you. Earlier I planned for it, but I didn't get much time. But yeah, I'll be creating one Q&A session also, right? I'll create Google Forms. There I'll create questions and answers, and we'll do maybe not regular basis. For every 10 sessions, we will conduct one Q&A session. Okay, there I'll see up to where you people are, up to date or not. Then I'll plan accordingly. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll give you tips also, right? How to drive through interviews. This 5 sessions. When we will get the recording for previous sessions? Previous session means last batch sessions you want, right? Yeah, that I will share. That I will share. Ping me if you are interested, right? Ping me in WhatsApp. I'll share it with you. Yesterday, I think I shared with Venu. Sorry, Vinod. Yeah. Vasu, right? I shared with Vasu or Vinod, someone. I'll share it, okay? I'll share it with everyone. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Once done with payments, right? I'll be adding you in a new group. Maybe in the demos link, others also joined, whoever is not continuing. Okay. So you just ping me personally on my number. You can see, right? I'm the admin there. So I'll create a separate group. I'll add you there. Okay. Yeah. But otherwise you can ping me in that group also, or personally also. Okay. For any issues. That's it, guys. Hope you got at least a basic knowledge how Spring is working and what ahead we are planning and how this content we are planning. Okay. I hope you will enjoy these sessions. Okay, every day you never feel hesitate, or you never feel bored, or you never feel that um, how practically it will work, because if something practically working, then only I'll deliver here. So everything practically you will see. So you'll get 100% realization of the concept. Okay. Without example, not even a single statement I'll deliver here. Yeah. So hope we are good. Okay. See you guys Monday. Okay. Monday is festival here actually, but yeah, let's see if they shared the link. No holiday, we'll connect Monday. Okay. Na? At least 40 minutes or 50 minutes we'll connect and conclude. But yeah, you will receive links.
Thanks, Naveen.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
You too have a great weekend, Naveen. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Bye everyone.